Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
So, this is sort of part two, going in more depth on what we were talking about today. And, there's so much interconnectivity going on right now between the many different planes of existence, and so much being realized by so many as we're going deeper and deeper into the Great Awakening. Please do subscribe to both channels, Evolutionary Energy Arts and EEARTS. Both do have unique offerings, so to speak. So we're going to go straight to it. We're going to share with you something that came through the guides today. This was a collective of guides. It felt, Cindy was saying, it felt very, very powerful, as if this is like everybody, everybody speaking.
Right. I just kind of want to ask everyone to place yourself in a receptive state, because these energies feel like they're going to bring different types of healing for different people. And it seems that is exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to have a big impact. So find yourself a receptive state and just allow this to penetrate.
And so Cindy's also going to grab a tuning fork to help with this. Many of you have made note that when we do these channelings, you can feel something. You either get like this rush of energy that comes through the crown chakra, that's typical. That's when the guides are sending us information. You can view it as downloads. You might feel a tingling and a buzzing all over. This is part of the process. As we are all connected and interconnected, there is something called quantum entanglement, which is very, very real. And ultimately, the greatest mystery of all time is the fact that we are one. And I know I always will, whenever we say anything like that, we'll see comments, how the heck are we one? I'm not one with number 46. It's part of the bigger scheme of things that you must go deeper into to glean a little understanding of. And yeah, it's very different when we go up into the higher densities. And again, we are multidimensional beings. Scientists have even verified that our brain is set up to operate on more densities than what we operate on now. And we could look to that second chromosome, see a fusing. And right now, so much is changing in our world. The sun's rays are literally correcting a lot of the wrongs that have been done by this dark matrix upon the planet. And again, it's a duality. When we look at the yin and the yang symbol, you see there's a totality. The way we have motion or any sort of semblance of experiences and the perception of time and events and things, it's because of the duality of existence.
Yes. So find yourself a really nice heart space, and I'm going to go ahead and do a ding, and this is going to clear out a lot of energies, and it's going to allow other energies from the channeling to penetrate and bring healing wherever you might need it.
Okay, and here we go.
Namaste.
How are you?
We are pleased to be contacting you through this vessel. We wish to speak as a collective. We wish to extend our vibration out unto everyone. Speaking as a collective allows us to create a frequency in which many can have energies penetrating into their vessels that will bring healing. This is a very important time in your human collective. It is a time where we wish to work with you in ways that are not disruptive to your experience, to your journey. We feel that many are looking upon this time as something to be fearful of, that the changes in your collective consciousness as a whole will not be positive, but they may be changes that are going to interrupt your soul. There are energies that do wish to bring control to your source energy. But if you are speaking, acting with your heart, your organic God spark, this cannot be controlled. Your intention and attention to this God spark cannot be altered. This is what the controllers wish to do. They are trying to alter your God spark in a form that is usable to them and their AI systems. Many people, we feel, are looking into the future, seeing nothing but darkness and fear. We wish for you to bring into consideration that the darkness is not bad. It is not a time to be fearful of things that you are about to understand and know, for the darkness is a gift. Many of you understand and know. Maybe you are just now learning about the dark night of the soul. In the human conscious collective, this is a blessing and an honor to experience this energy, for the dark night of the soul is the measure in which your diamond will shine. This is a gift. We ask you, if the child in the womb, surrounded by darkness, once they come out of the womb, do they not cry to go back in? We ask that you not be afraid of the darkness, for it is growth. It is rapid growth. The same as a child in the womb of the mother. We ask that you take this opportunity to assess the energies in which you are facing and view them as growth, and remain tightly to your God spark, for it is yours. It cannot be taken. It can, however, be given away by you. But if your intention is to hold your God spark, this they cannot take away. We do hope this brings you peace and understanding, for the future does bring you energies that you might perceive as fearful. Please enter this time, enter this realm of change with curiosity and understanding and the excitement of a child. This is one of the many lessons Yeshua wishes to bring to you and ask that you might experience this time in your life as one of the more rapid growth energies that could ever be experienced on your planet. We do hope this brings you some peace.
Thank you for sharing. Is there anything else you want to share with us at this time about the upcoming events and perhaps how we can best prepare spiritually?
There are many who are receiving gifts that have organically been given by your son. Many of the electronics, many of you who utilize AI are not able to exercise your gifts as it is given to you in place of your natural abilities. We do ask that if you are beginning to awaken, if you are brand new, please explore these gifts. Move into a place of love and heart center. Look at the traumas that you have endured. As you heal these traumas, understand that your gifts are given to you naturally and perfectly, and that you will be expanding on them over time. Many of you may be experiencing a reflection of your soul. This is giving you new understanding about who you are, what you are capable of. Loving your brother and sister freely is a way to bring about healing, but only when it is time. Do not push yourself. Do not see yourself as broken, for you came here to learn, study, and understand all aspects of human life. So I must ask you, are you truly broken? Or are you having an experience? Are you growing through this experience? Do not rush. This time on your planet in this 3D form feels very short. We ask that you take each day and allow each day to penetrate your soul and bring you deep understanding of the times that you are moving through. For it is very important for not only your growth, but the growth of the entire human collective. If you hear these words and you understand these words, you are a deep piece of this human collective and ancient soul whose participation in this growth is very much appreciated. We thank you.
Thank you. Is there anything else at this time?
We should allow this channel to be released. This is an enormous amount of energy for her to channel. Namaste.
Namaste.
So we hope that you got something from that message.
Indeed, definitely. You know, we're coming up on a time where our perception is going to be the most important thing. It'll be the most important tool that we could use, our discernment and our understanding. That's where we really need to find our peace, because things are going to be difficult. They're going to be different. And when we look into spirituality and we learn about spirituality, that is about understanding yourself, holding yourself in a certain spot, no matter what is going on around you. And believe me, it takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of a lot of discipline. It doesn't necessarily come to us freely, but it does come to us if we so desire it to.
As we look at this article, and it says the WEF with MIT wants to put a giant space bubble in front of the Earth to deflect sun rays. Yeah, and Bill Gates has come right out and said he wants to block out the sun. Again, it's about, climate change. Ooh. Do you know why we have all this? Do you know why we have sunscreen? Give you a clue. It's not really about protecting your skin from cancer. It's all about stopping the golden age. It's all about stopping ascension. Because ascension's coming to us mainly from the sun and also from the other galactic rays that are coming in at this time period. So what they're trying to do is to stop us from leaving the Kali Yuga. This is what their main goal is. They want us to be permanently encapsulated in a dark age. A dark age that we can't escape from, a dark age that we cannot get rid of their influence, that they control. They understand the cycles, and they know the sun is the key. So this is why there's that innate fear of the sun. The sun is changing our DNA at this time, and we are developing perceptive abilities that's going to make it impossible for them to control us. There are many of us out there now that they don't control, that we see right through it. And this is what it's all about. Taking your God spark, getting you to give it away, because you do have to give it away. And anytime you say yes, okay, I have no choice because, I need my job, I need this, I need that, then we are giving away our God spark. We are giving away a portion of something that is so precious to us. We're giving away control to them. We are eternal beings. This is just a small journey in the bigger scheme of things. Yet they want to trap what they can and utilize it for themselves. But you have to give it away. And some people have, and some people are giving it away. They're giving away their connection to Source. They're giving away the most precious thing there is, which we should never really give away, because it does affect us outside of these realms. We come here in order to grow and to learn. On the higher densities, there's not the opportunities. It's kind of a risk-reward ratio.
Mm-hmm. Right. And they were talking about our experience and what does it look like on the higher realms, and why is the growth so significant in the 3D. And they spoke of a heartbeat on the higher realms. You're expanding. But if you want to re-expand, coming back down to the lower realms, to these densities, and then expanding yet again, having an entirely new experience. So that was one of the things they wanted to convey, is that this is like a big heartbeat. It's like a huge heartbeat. We are all part of this heartbeat, expanding and coming back, expanding and coming back each time, being able to have a new, wonderful, beautiful experience where we learn and grow, and that's full of reward. So I think that's what they want to convey here, is Don't be afraid of these things that you might think are darkness, because really that's the time when we are growing the most. That rapid growth, the darkest, like literal darkest time as being on this planet is in our mother's womb. Now, that can't be a bad place, because when baby comes out, baby cries to go back in, and we can all understand why, because it's safe, it's warm, it's comfortable, but it's also dark. So I think keeping that in mind is what they really wanted to convey, and I hope this brings people some peace as we go through these difficult or interesting times.
Absolutely. And so it's just like being on a ride. And if you guys are here right now, which obviously you are, you're listening to this, you might not think of yourself as a daredevil, but in many ways you are. My parents, I've been blessed to be able to speak to both of them. Yesterday, my dad would have been 100, as he had me when he was more advanced in age. He would have been 100 if he was alive yesterday, so 25 years he's been gone now. But because of Cindy's ability to channel, I can speak, and it's a blessing. I can and do speak to my parents, and they're on the other side. And when I asked them about these times, and I kind of figured that neither one of them wanted to be here in these times. My mom left, right when the plague upon the land was starting. Their statement basically was, "Oh no, that's not for us. We don't like those type of exciting rides. That's you. That's your thing." Well, that's you guys too, because you're here in these times. This is a roller coaster ride. This is one of those crazy upside down, ones that you're going to have to carry a barf bag in. But at the same time, you're here to conquer it. And our spirit, our souls acquire experience. You can look at it like a video game and getting either, acquiring experience, hit points, whatever the terminology is, as you level on up on the other side, going through one of these time periods and helping many, many others, especially if you're showing yourself to be in such service to others, that, as it is written, laying down your life if you have to, in order to help others. That goes so far on the other side. I mean, that's all proving the soul. It really, really is. And that's what lifts us up. When you look at, as we've said so many times, you look at all the different stars in the sky. Every single star, every single planet is an intelligent being. It's an intelligent being. And recognize that, as Cindy had said, try talking to one. Do you notice that they're twinkling back at you? Do you notice that they change colors? That there's all of a sudden a certain pattern or something like it's communicating to you? Because it is.
Right. That's probably one of the funnest things that you could do if you're just starting to awaken spiritually. And there is a lot to be said for our current organized religion system, because they have caused so much trauma, so much deliberate trauma. They have a lot to answer for. So if you have been through the organized religion system and it just is not working for you, there's just something that's not quite right, I encourage you to do some things like look into reading about Buddha, learn about other ascended masters, learn about the way they go about their lives, how they live, what they live for, how do they do things. There's so many different ways to get understanding and, dive into things in a curious way, like a child, that you can learn and grow, and that's gonna really, really help you and really heal you. Our emotions are so important. They are the reasons why, a lot of times we might think we have something wrong, so we go to a doctor, right? And the doctor, he doesn't really do anything, but he puts a Band-Aid on it and says, okay, try this, go home, the symptoms should disappear. But no, you really have to think deeper than that. What caused the symptom? What caused this symptom? That's the most important thing, because there's a root cause to everything, and it's emotional. It always happens on the outside of you, and then it works its way into your 3D. So that's something that's really important to learn. If you want true deep healing, healing at the core, you have to get to the core of the problem, and a prescription's not going to do that for you.
Many of you might be familiar with spirit orbs. And when a human is outside of the body, when they're first outside the body, especially if it's traumatic, they might appear as a perfect representation of themselves. Your traditional ghost. Look like the body, but just, shadowy, figurey. Over time, they all of a sudden will develop into becoming an orb, because that's more the natural state of things. And so like Zeke, for those of you that know Zeke, who passed on, he now is taking an orb form, and instead of walking around on 4 legs, is just flying around. So this is a natural progression. As Zeke passed on right when we got Rama. So about 5.5 months ago, Zeke passed on, and now he's going around in an orb form. He doesn't have to maintain the physical form that he had when he was walking on the earth the last time. Again, we go through what's really a transmigration of the soul as we go from one form of being to another. And humans are not always humans. We change. And so just because we're a human right now doesn't mean we're always a human. It doesn't mean we're always a human in our past. We could have been a different form of life. And not just on Earth, but on other worlds. And many of us have incarnated on other planets. Cindy and I have been blessed to know that we came to Earth in a golden age. And we've been with Earth and the people of Earth throughout 5 complete cycles. We've gone through 5 other Kali Yugas, and this is just something that the bigger selves have decided that we want to do, is just help lift up the vibrational frequency and bring understanding to people of this planet. So if this is what we look like when we're outside the body, think about these stars that we see out there. You see the Earth here to the left compared to the sun. The Earth supports so much life. Think about how much life the sun supports. And again, we've gotten that there's actually about 40 planets that are in our solar system. Many of them are on 4th density, just out of our visible realm, but will be visible within the next couple decades. And then look at the sun, which you can't even see. It's just a speck compared to the size of some of these other stars. These are beings. How much further up the spiritual ladder are they to be able to be so enormous, hold so much light, and potentially support so much life? How do you get to be such a being? Again, it's in service to others, in service to the whole, in service to the true God with the big G, and Source with the big S.
Mm-hmm. And service to others is a very, 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 very important aspect to our journey here on Earth. But I do want to remind people it's okay to stop and take care of yourself first, because it's when we stop and care for ourselves and learn to love ourselves despite all of our defects. That's how we really are able to reach out and assist others. It's all about that self-love. It's about understanding who you are, self-realization, and maybe you have some character defects, but sometimes it's about learning that and then saying, okay, this is a problem and this is my goal. I want to learn to do this, not that, and going on that path to fix it. And that way you've set yourself up to help someone else. And you're not just helping someone else get through something, you're showing someone else how to accept themselves as they are. And I think that's one of the most beautiful, important things we can do for ourselves, and then reach out and show other people how we did it. So what a gift. What a gift. You cannot buy anything on this planet in the 3D that's going to even remotely come close to that. It's come close to something as wonderful as self-acceptance and self-realization.
Absolutely. So we hope you gleaned something from this. Please do leave your comments, any questions. Also, anything you want us to go into more in-depth discussion on. As always, thank you for your support on Ko-Fi and Patreon. Much love, guys. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.